evening, Agenda Rights. It's me, Mr. B. Thursday, one more day until my favourite day of the week, bath time. How are you, sir?
Yeah, I'm very good, Mr. B. I've watched Lord of the Rings of Power today. It was absolutely rubbish.
Sorry, bath time. Sorry. So why do you do it to yourself? You came on last week and you said it was shit. So you said it wasn't very good.
Yeah.
And then you've watched it again, but you're still going to watch the next one.
Well, it's because it's like, is there like, I don't know, a comic or a book or something that you liked, and then they made it into a film or a TV show, and it's rubbish, but you just keep persevering with it in the hope that maybe there'll just be a couple of flashes of brilliance or something. It's like, it's a bit like Man United, isn't it? What every week you come on and say it's shit, these players are crap. Why do you keep watching it? Because there's some sort of like emotional connection there, and I love Lord of the Rings.
Fair enough. Monday, how we doing, sir?
Yeah, not too bad. Is it a series you're talking about here?
Yeah. So it's
I wonder. Yeah,
it's the thing on Amazon.
Okay. So it's not released altogether. You just have to wait week by week to watch the next episode. Okay. So maybe the review so far is terrible.
Yeah. It's like if you like Aliens, like the Alien films.
I went to watch it the other day in the cinema.
What do you think of Alien Resurrection?
Romulus.
No, Alien Resurrection, the one with the girl out of Beetlejuice, Winona Ryder.
Yeah. That was all right.
Well, okay, I thought that was absolutely terrible, like rubbish, and that's what the Rings of Power is like. It's like a sort of parody of something. It's a mockery, OMONDI.
The best way to like summarize that kind of thing is obviously sometimes the first two movies are good, and after that, when it gets good to them, it turns to a load of rubbish. Now, I'm a big Superman fan. The Christopher Reeve's first Superman movie was good. Superman 2 was fantastic with Zod.
That was brilliant.
But then they brought in Richard Pryor for Superman 3, and there was no story. It was just completely stupid about a computer. And then Superman 4 was just a complete disaster with that nuclear man thing. But you see what I'm saying? It's like
diminishing returns.
Good, sometimes you need to leave it alone. Don't touch it again. It's like music remixes, you know? You get a tune that's great, and people use samples or remix it, and you can never get it right. So I'm with you on that one, bath time. Lord of the Rings, leave it alone.
With that like sort of line of logic that you should leave things in the past and not remix it, why are you still so behind Ten Hag? Because he's trying to remix Ajax like 2019.
You know what? That's a good one. That's a good one. I think we can discuss that in the show because that's on the topic, isn't it? Again, isn't that Mr. B? We're talking about Ten Hag, and everyone's talking about Ten Hag, and it just seems like to be we're 2 weeks off now. Just Ten Hag seems to be.
Joe,
he's getting it. Who would want to be Ten Hag right now?
Monday international break. We knew what was coming. As soon as we lost, we knew what it was coming, and it hasn't slowed down. It has not slowed down.
It's quite bad out there for him right now.
So what's been said?
Well, I think all the channels. Don't you think all the channels that you watch, they're going in on him because we've got time in the hands, and that Liverpool defeat is present because bad time to happen. You lose Liverpool, and you got 2 weeks to talk about it. And even us on the channel, I mean, we're still sort of brewing about that defeat. And I think Ten Hag, what he really messed up with is the comments. I don't usually go on about that, but when he made the comments post match and he was stuttering and attacking the journalists, it just made things worse for him. You know what he needs right now is just no ammunition on him. He needs to do something cool, which fans will be like, "Yeah, man, I like that." But everything he seems to do at the moment just seems to be shot down and disaster right now. You know.
Well, I mean, I can understand proper media like Sky and things where you got people that know what they're talking about. You know, you can go and look up what Roy Keane has done in his career. But like our friend Saeed, you can't go on YouTube and look at Saeed treble winner 2006, 2007 highlights and assists. So I think like for the club, if it's like on if it's like on YouTube or whatever, they don't really care. in the stadium, that's completely different. And the Rashford booing, I think, and the booing of the team was incredible. But Mr. B, am I right in thinking that there's been an article in the Guardian or something?
Yeah, today. So basically, it's come out and it's everywhere. It wasn't, some said Man United. How this INEOS guys are working. There's silence, and then they release something to everybody. It's not like one person gets a scoop. It's like, all right, we'll hold something on something, and then bang. So basically, Guardian have come out with their article today, saying that Ten Hag's under pressure, about his style of play and his tactical approach to games. So so Dan Ashworth and obviously Jason Wilcox, his style of play is under scrutiny, and the vulnerability of the defense and the midfield being exposed, and our lack of chances being taken in games. Well, I know it's been a quiet week for everybody else apart from Man United. I'm not, because it's so early, 3 games in, I would maybe think not, but the fact that it's come out and there's been no sort of denial or rebuttal from the club makes me think that, okay, they did put it out there.
When have we denied something though that's been put out under INEOS? Have we done that?
Not, I suppose not, but everything under INEOS has been released for a reason.
Yeah, but this is why I'm slightly dubious about this story, because there was an arranged interview with Ashworth and with Omar Barada on Sunday. Yeah, on Sunday, and they said that they're behind Erik ten Hag, etc., etc. We lose a game, and then the next day there's an unsubstantiated source that says that the game model is wrong, the style of play is wrong, and pressure's on ten Hag. Those two things don't really match up to me. I would suspect what's happened is that someone in the board or Ratcliffe or someone like that has seen the performance, is quite rightly pissed off with what they saw and whinged a little bit. But so that's like a sort of a reaction to what they've seen. But what they planned was an interview with Ashworth and Barada, and put out that Ten Hag is their man, that they're delighted to work with him, and he's got the full backing. So I'm not sure about this story.
Well, I think sometimes stories, there'd be a big story coming out. It's coming to Guardian, so it's a long read, and you just have to break it down. Then you get the headline that comes out of it. And sometimes the headline can be a bit misleading, I believe, because it's undermining Ten Hag, but it's not really. When I've really checked it into the article, I don't think it's really undermining him. When before the game, obviously there was a statement that came out saying they back the manager, but they said they back him because there's communication is good, and which is good, which is cool, because this is how it should go. The head coach would communicate with all these other guys. There's no distance between them. They're all part of the same goal to get Man United as a better club. So he's working with them, which is a good idea for him as well, and the team. There's a lot of communication. And it's been suggested that Wilcox is going to come up with a new sort of plan, which he did for the FA Cup final, apparently, to get Bruno in that false 9 role. And Bruno obviously assisted with the goal in that FA Cup. And so there's success there. And then apparently they're not happy with the last 3 games. You saw Ratcliffe in the stands and all that. Everyone was like that. We were like that. Mr. B was like that on the watch along, So apparently they're not happy and they want to try and fix things. So to have a conversation to say, all right, things aren't going too well, have a conversation to fix things, but we back you. I don't see anything majorly wrong with that. If you've got an issue, you should have weekly meetings like we do at my workplace, weekly meetings, action points where things are going wrong. How are we going to improve in this area? Let's discuss it, right? You'll be assigned to do this and this. You'll be assigned to do that. And Ten Hag, you're assigned to do this on the training ground. Can you take these new methods and try a little something like this? I think that's how good companies or good businesses work. Communication, united, coming together and having meetings with the main goal to improve, get profit, make money, or in our case, get results.
Okay. Guys in the chat, apologies. I forgot my manners. Let me say a couple of howdies. So look. Thanks for that, bath time. Solo, we see ya. He's giving everybody a big up. Tyrone, welcome, my friend. Matty, we see you, Kebab King. Simon Werner. Rajat. I said Tyrone as well. Alien
I agree with
Romanov.
Tyrone there. That it did spoil it with that stupidness at the end. But
the line was worse. You know the line I told you about that really annoyed me? Get away from her. When the robot said that,
Android.
Yeah, like I got told off because I swore very loudly in the cinema.
I bet you weren't the only one though.
Well, it was like there was like a sort of groan. Like I hate like Sarah used to make me go and watch the Marvel films before they went shit. And I hated it when people would applaud and yell and things like that. It's not really British culture to me.
You're one of them now.
Oh, come on. I'm sure you must have been gassed when you saw Captain America pick up the
No.
hammer. You might come on. You must have. You must have. That was the moment.
Do you know why I wasn't gassed on Monday? Right, I'll tell you. Sorry to turn this into an Avengers Endgame review. Is that one of the things I liked about Captain America was he was a weed who kind of got superpowers. And I was gutted in that film that when he's standing there all by himself, like holding the shield, it would have been much better if Thanos had magicked him and turned him into the weed, because it would have meant more if he's still standing there. And that's why I wasn't gassed by it. I was really disappointed they didn't do that.
I can't believe what you just said. Honestly, I can't believe. Anyways,
I'm not a Marvel fan.
Yeah, but that moment where he's got the hammer and they built it up that no one can lift the hammer unless you're an honourable, deserving person. And he's picked up the hammer and starts swinging it around and starts taking on Thanos. Wow, I mean, that was a moment. These are great moments in film history.
No, if you enjoyed it, fantastic. I didn't think that it was that good.
Remind me never to buy tickets for me and you to go to the cinema.
Why not? I do like the fact that you thought that you were paid to take me to the cinema, though. It's very romantic, and I accept. Thank you.
Johnny Hill.
One end to the other.
Jesus Christ, man. Johnny Hill is saying, how we doing tonight? Simon Werner is saying Superman 4 was crap. Home Alone 3 was crap by all accounts here. Stephanie's giving us the big up. Welcome and hi, Stephanie. Let's have a look. Oh, the Rashford booing. The Rashford booing wasn't really aimed at Rashford, in my opinion. I think it was aimed at Ten Hag because of his favouritism.
I can't believe you're nodding along to this comment. Rashford got the ball. He didn't run at his man and the crowd booed. How is that not aimed at Rashford?
Monday, you were nodding.
I was nodding at one of the comments. I wasn't.
Sorry.
On now. Okay, so what you got now? Right, let it go. Come on.
No, I disagree with Johnny.
Sorry, I missed that. I was focusing on the comments.
Here we go. We need to get a siege mentality, and then we can't remember who he plays for. There you go. You want a siege mentality? I don't think it's going to help anything, to be fair. What's this Southgate room? The Southgate rooms are all fake, all coming from the... What is this now, Tyra? I haven't really seen much to now. They talk about Southgate again. Are people really talking about Southgate again?
Happy birthday to Tyrone. I'm sure it's his birthday the other day. Tyrone, enough respect to you. He's a really great guy, Tyrone, honestly. I take my word on it. He is proper cool guy.
Why would we have to take your word for it? Why would we take your word for it? How do we know he's a cool guy?
I think I'm a credible guy.
Andrew's got on here. He's gonna ask us 3 questions. I'm not sure. I really wanna. I'm so worried about what the questions are, to be fair.
As long as it's football related.
Oh, here we go. All right, here we go. It is. Who is going to be United's top scorer and how many will they get?
Bruno, 13, 14. Is this in the league, yeah?
No, let's go everything. Just say
everything. Bruno, 20.
Really? You think Bruno's going to get 20 goals?
In everything. We've got about 60 games. Like, he takes our penalties.
1 in 3. Okay.
Like he scores goals, Bruno.
Mine. To be fair, is Højlund. I think Højlund hits 25 this season.
Oh wow!
Everything I do. I don't know what. I don't know where this has come from.
Maybe certainly not from evidence, because like when Wilcox came in and we changed the formation, he got benched, and we've just signed another striker.
Yeah, but surely we're going to be playing with an out. Please say we're not going to be playing this 4-2-4 formation.
I think to get the best out of the team and achieve what we need to achieve, Xerxes has to be the pinnacle. He has to be the main man. Everything has to play through him. And I think
he's not a centre forward though, Monday.
He's not. This is what they say. But when you're that size, 6'4", big, chunky.
So why have we bought him to change him? We bought him to change him.
No. What I'm saying is, like, you're talking about who's going to score most goals. I think he's a pinnacle. I think he's someone you can play off. He needs to be played every game. I think in the box as well, when you're that size and the subtle finishing that he has, he saw the first goal he scored in that game. And the more chances he gets in the box, he's big and strong, and he might even score a header as well. So I think he's the most likely guy.
He's never scored a header.
Yeah, I know. I know that's my point. He might even score a header as well, and then he might go on a heading spree.
Do you think he's gonna? I have a worry. He's just going to be a Fellaini, to be honest. Like a big lump we kick it to up front.
He's got so much ball in the game.
Yeah, but he likes a ball to feet. Come on now.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Is link up play and he get into the box and finish his dinner. I mean, it's simple as that. He's gonna be our top goal scorer.
With how many?
Okay, how much?
I don't know,
13
double figures. Yeah, double figures. 15 goals maybe
for the whole season. 15 goals.
If a good team spread them around the team, if we get 15 to 20 goals.
I'm under you're saying spread them around the team. All right, my lack of evidence for Højlund, fair enough. But you're talking about spreading goals around the team. Yeah. Who's gonna get? They're all gonna get 5. They'll all get 5.
Xerxes not really a bags man, is he? Like he's a 1 in 4 player. Like in Italy.
He needs to be better than that. He needs to be better than that for us, Bathtime.
Yeah, he does. But if he's a 1 in 3 player, that's 20 goals, and it's a debut season in the Premier League for like
plus
a player.
Assists.
No, because that's not a goal, is it? The question is top scorer.
I still think he'd be top goal scorer. 15 to 20.
15 to 20 is incredibly optimistic, like for
any
of our strikers.
Not really. If he gets games and we start to, the whole point from what I'm saying about him, he's someone who's going to link up play and he's going to be undroppable at some point if we continue to play him.
Right. It's got to be league goals. It's got to be league goals.
Okay. Well, league goals, I'll still go with Xerxes. If we play him and start to realise we have to play this guy every game, he's the one who's going to score all our goals. And we see the tap-ins as finish off great moves. I think that's what we're going to see from Xerxes. Anyway, there's your answer, Andrew. Mr. B hasn't answered yet, but Bruno from Bathtime, Xerxes from Yaba, and Mr. B is saying,
Højlund, I think he's gonna in league. I mean, he's missed 3 already. I still say he gets 20 plus.
Wow. Okay.
I still say he gets 20 plus.
I see him in the weight room doing some weights, some deadlifts or something like that, or looking really.
Was he able to hold them up? Because he can't with the bloody football.
He was actually. He was doing pretty good. He looked mean and ready to go. He's back after the international break, so yeah. Hopefully, Mr. B, your guy will start banging goals.
Oh, well, let's see. Let's see. I forgot what that's. I had something in my head and it's gone.
Well, while you're doing that, let me just say hello to my girlfriend, Chrissy Howley. I love you dearly, dear. How are you? I miss you, and I'll be seeing you this weekend.
I've just cringed. So hard.
Jesus Christ, I'm on day. Are you serious, bro?
What's wrong with that?
Oh, sorry, Christine. Sorry, Christine. Nothing personal.
Yeah.
Brenna.
What's wrong with that? I'm saying, look, say good evening, everyone. And I'm saying, no, don't focus on everyone else. Focus on me. I'm your man. Hey, baby, how you doing? Forget about you two, everybody.
Yeah, but you can't say forget about everyone. It's just between us. When you do it in a public forum, it's a public display of affection, which is uncomfortable for everyone else.
Women love that. You should try that sometime, Bathtime. Women love it. So there you go. Move on, please.
Get ready to eat it, mate. Get ready to eat it. Welcome, Beefy Mario. How are you doing, my friend? We saw your comments in the comment section the other day. You keep on writing.
He says, "Hi guys, I know I give you a hard time sometimes, but I love you all. And this is the best, most measured United channel. I also value Bath Time's opinion quite highly." That's a great compliment. So thank you, Beefy Mario.
Thank you, Beefy. You might be the only one though, but that's all right. That's We'll take that. Guys, we were talking about formations just before we came on here, Bath Time. You want to dig deep? I want to ask a couple of questions. I got a couple of things to ask.
Are you talking about playing out from the back?
Yeah.
All right. So today I watched the Overlap podcast, and Neville, Carragher, Keane, and Wright were all in sort of Barcelona, and with Gary Neville, he's obviously got a team in, I don't even know what league Salford they're in, but they're towards the bottom. And one of the big questions they had is that, it's fine for Manchester City, it's fine for Arsenal, but why is everyone now obsessed from playing out from the back? And they were also talking, which I really liked it, because Keane and Neville had an argument about where the fullback should be positioned, and Roy Keane agrees with me that the fullback needs to be coming onto the ball and not ahead of the ball. But they talked about how they used to have a sort of internal hierarchy of their pass. So Neville, when he got the ball, the first pass he's looking for is into the striker. That's the first thing he's doing. And in modern football, when you look at what happened with Casemiro and sometimes with Licha Martinez, they just seem to be playing it sideways for no real reason. There's not an aggression or a directness in a lot of top teams anymore, and they don't understand why, and they feel that it's kind of wrecking football, as it were. It's not as exciting, and I tend to agree with them, because my team want to play out from the back, and we are nowhere near good enough to do it. We need to lump it.
Do you really?
Yeah.
I'm actually willing to take. I'm actually willing to take a couple of mistakes. To be fair, I want them to play. I really want my team to play.
Look, there was a guy who came on this channel. Yabba, can you remind me of his name? Coach Raz?
Raf? Yeah,
Coach Raf.
Yeah, can I just say, we brought him on first, and he's blown up. He's done fantastic. He's on Instagram now. Coach Raf, he gets his whiteboard out, and does really fantastic analysis, tactical stuff, and he's fantastic. He gets so many numbers. He's got so much great viewing. But we were the first channel to actually bring him on and give him that confidence to go out there and do what he's doing. So he's done really well. Yeah,
and that's mainly Yabba, because we came up with a plan to beat him, like in your pre-season game.
Yeah,
it worked.
Yeah. I mean, that's players, but he's obviously doing really well right now with his.
Yeah, a shout out to the coach. But we had the conversation where he was talking about these very young guys, like 22 or something like that. And he was talking about how he wanted his team to play out from the back and stuff like that. And at the level that I'm currently playing at, and all our teams are at, there's literally no point in doing it, in my opinion. It's like when you see someone who's cut a hole in their socks, or when they put the wind protector down at a free kick. What on earth do you think you're doing? Because that makes a difference at the top end. But in normal football, you're much better served by just getting a good structure, pumping it, competing for second balls. You do much better doing that than you will trying to play out with a group of people who haven't been coached, who who aren't particularly good in my team, but they don't have 10 years of playing to pass it out. Play direct, play aggressive, play to your strengths. You don't have to copy what everyone is doing, because there's not just one way to play football. Football's just about solving problems.
I think funny enough, I was watching Ireland. It was 1990. Just so after the World Cup, England got to the 1990 semi-final, and Bobby Robson moved on. Graham Taylor became manager, and they played Ireland in Lansdowne Road, and it was 1-1. David Platt scored a great goal, team goal, and then Ireland, the wind was so strong out there. Ireland just kept lumping balls up to Cascarino, winning first and second balls and all that kind of thing. England sort of folded under it because even England being built for that with Tony Adams and Des Walker, whoever's playing, they couldn't cope with Ireland's onslaught of playing to their strengths and hitting long balls up to these guys and getting flick-ons, and they equalised that way, and they were successful doing that. But then it comes to the point where you say to yourself, all right, is this how football's going to be played? You come and then you have European competitions and you're playing against European teams who outdo you technically by playing out from the back, and you can't get a sniff, you can't get the ball off them, so you can sit, and then you get these foreign managers coming into the game like we have, and we've had to adapt and change. So what I think and what's very important is you need to learn all aspects of the game. So I think learn, like my Sunday team, I always tell them, learn, it's playing out from the back is a set piece, okay? You need to fall back on that. This is my point. They say, they think I want them to do that all the time. I say, no. You as players have to be proactive and say, when's the right time to do it, when's not time. There's been times we've been winning games, and then we've given the ball away too much, and then we put too much pressure on ourselves. And that's the time when you need to play out from the back and slow things down and have that thing. So in-game management, that's important for players to say, now's the time to hit it long, now's the time to slow it down. You need to be aware of the situation where you are in the game. So I agree with I agree with both of you. I think you need to be able to adapt to do it at the right time. And so don't do it all the time. Sometimes you need to lump it. Sometimes you need to play it on the back. Because if you continuously play out from the back, teams are just going to set up, create traps for you, and you're in trouble, as we see with Man United. Sometimes you need to go long, but when you do go long, you need to be ready to battle to win that first and second ball. And when we've seen, like, for example, what especially Man United over the last few years, because no one up there, we're playing it long, no one wins the ball. What you need to do is, as a striker, not just stand there and let someone come through you and just clear you. You need to sort of, like Teddy Sheringham used to do it brilliantly. He used to come at an angle and attack it at the same time as the centre back and win the flick on, because he wasn't just standing still like that. He'd come at an angle and attack it and read it really well. And I'm really good at it as well, because I'm really tall. But all the big balls come out. Zach's ball, like that, I can win everything. But I know I've learned the art of the long ball, how to win flick-ons, how to, position yourself. So I think you need to work on the build-up from the back, but also work on the long ball and the flick-ons, and so make that effective again. Because I think with the physicality that some teams have, you could go and dominate and do some damage against these great, better technical teams. Sam Allardyce has done that in the past against Arsenal, for example.
I mean, I think you raise a couple of interesting points, Amondo. One of the things, right, for me personally, my apologies. One of the things for me personally is that I think that time is very limited at the level that that we're playing at now. Like, you might get one coaching, you might get one training session, everyone's going to be late, etc. I think it is better to work on your strengths than your weaknesses. I think you waste a bit of time if you're working on your weaknesses. You should be like maximizing what you've got and playing to your strengths. And in football now, like top football and so on. Hang on, who's removed the sign to the agenda?
That's what I was wondering.
Is someone playing naughty tricks on us? Because I will challenge them to a duel of any sort. Fencing, fighting, whatever they want. But do you remember against, I think it was Old Trafford, but we stuck Fellaini on Trent and we banged it to Fellaini, and Rashford had 2 goals within the first 15 minutes. Like, that was playing to our strengths. And when you think about how the way United are set up to play out from the back, I don't think we're secure enough if we lose the ball. Because, look, the other day, Kobe Mino lost the ball on the halfway line, and Casemiro played a terrible first-time pass around the centre circle, and it led to chances. That shouldn't happen at top-level football. You should have an organised rest defence or something behind you. But the reason that happened is because of how we're trying to play out from the back. I think that I just think we're not wasting our time, but we're not good enough at it, and we should be focusing on our strength. The same way that my Sunday League team they want to play like Man City, but I mean, lads, one of you's a butcher. Like not a metaphorical one, like Lissandro, an actual one. How do you think you're going to play like Leicester leader Volpiano? Lump it. We're a fit team. Get around there. And when I've confused myself here. When I talk about playing it out from the back from United, I really, really like what Neville said about having an order of passes, and we never look to get the ball into the striker's feet as early as possible.
Right. So is that what you're thinking then, that they should be playing it and bypass the midfielders?
No, it's not about bypassing it. It's that, like, if you can play the ball forward, play the ball forward. When we play out from the back, we're trying to manipulate the other team and create gaps and stuff like that. But we never see, like, what a constant criticism, Yabba, of Maguire is he takes too many touches at the back. Yeah, I'm not saying it's a legitimate one. Yeah. I know why Maguire's taking too many touches. It's because you've got to draw the defender, you've got to draw the block in and things like this. Let's just, I'd like United to be more direct, but with caution. So to have that Bruno attitude of, if you see someone who's in an advanced position, get it to them. And I feel that Bruno's the only person that does it on the team. And this is why we're very slow and ponderous. Keane and Neville have kind of changed my view on a few things tonight since watching that, about how we never attack with speed anymore.
Yeah, it's quite.
I agree. To be fair, I agree with that. We don't at all. I don't think we do anything with pace.
Well, the thing is, what we'd like to be doing is playing the ball around with a bit more zip and pace, but it's so difficult because I find with Man United over the last few years, we can't keep the ball in the opposition half, and that's key. I think good sides can keep the ball in opposition half and probe and probe and probe, And I'm delighted to see Angel Gomez in the England squad. No one saw that coming, I believe, but well done to Lee Carsley.
When I saw his name, I started laughing. I said, one day must be fucking.
I was laughing as well. He's available at free at the end of this year, Yabba.
Bring him home. Him home. But he's the sort of, you know what I'm saying? If you watch the way he plays, hopefully he plays for England in the next few days. And we might look at it and say, okay. He can keep the ball in the final third. And that's the sort of player that we kind of missing at the moment. I know Bruno, everyone says Bruno plays these Hollywood passes and gives the ball away a lot. But overall, if you get, like you're saying, long ball or bring it up from the back, if you play the long ball, you need to win the second ball. But the main thing is, the whole point is, it's like when I was talking about Graham Taylor earlier as England manager. He was always hitting balls into the channels, and people, for a striker like Les Ferdinand would run into the channels, be a strong runner into that channel, get there first, hold it up, and then we get our possession like that. Doesn't matter how you do it. The bottom line is to get possession high up in the pitch and keep possession there. One, we don't keep the ball.
We are in possession, though.
Two, we don't have any methods to get it up there in the first place. So these are the issues I'm seeing with
but when you say, like, we can't keep the ball up the pitch
in the opposition half,
in the opposition half, is that a structural issue or is that a player issue?
Mr. B, do you want to answer that? Because I've got an answer. But
no, because that seems addressed to you.
No,
he didn't come up with that.
I want Mr. B. All right, I'll answer. Yeah. I think it's a player issue. I'm looking at the players. That's why I mentioned Angel Gomez, because when he was coming through the ranks, I thought, we're going to be playing some nice ball. If this guy, they make him the focal point, And he was asked the other day, what's your best position? He said, I can play 6, bringing the ball out from the back, out of the defence. I can play 8, I can play 10. He can play anywhere. But the bottom line is he's sort of ball player where it sticks, he pops it around, he's got great vision. And Lee Carsley said, if anyone saw that interview, Lee Carsley said to him already, he understands space, he understands where he thinks about the game. He even said this, Angel Gomez, Lee Carsley reckons he's going to be a great coach or manager in the future. And he said, yeah, I probably am. You're probably right there, because he thinks so much about the game. It's about space, awareness, because of his technique. He's a technical player. So if you've got one of those players like David Silva used to do, he could stick. Doesn't matter how big or small he is. He can't run. He's all these crimes that they accuse these players of not being. But what about what he can do good? So I think if we had a player like Angel Gomez, then we would be able to play that more often.
Instead of whom? Who are the players where it doesn't?
Instead of Mount, for example, we start playing Mount. You know, look at the formation we're playing today. We could
Mount's
play Kobe.
hardly played for 2 years.
So we could play Kobe, Ugarte, and maybe an Angel Gomez in the midfield.
All right.
Then we could get more possession in the final third, in the opposition half, and then we could try. Then other things would develop.
Yeah, but the current players, which of the current
we don't have the ability to do that. I think Bruno could if he changed his game, but I think that when I'm looking around the squad, Eriksen's the only one I feel, he can play that kind of football. But
so Ahmad, Eriksen, Xerxes, Højlund, Bruno, Casemiro. I'm going to assume Kobe can do this.
Right. Yeah. Kobe, Xerxes, Eriksen, Ahmad to come to mind, the players that can do that. Mr. B.
I think it's a system issue. I just think it's a system issue, to be fair. I'm not sure, as I said, I'm not sure about this shadow striker thing and this 4-2-4. I don't understand it, because if you're asking these players to press when they don't really want to press, maybe two of them might, one very reluctantly and one not at all. And then when the ball goes over them, they have to run backwards. You're relying on them to press. We won the ball back so much times against Brighton, but we didn't do anything. We didn't kill a team with it. So
whereas Liverpool killed us,
right? You see what I mean? So we're not clinical enough in what we're doing,
and that's a structural thing.
And
so Liverpool's structure, when they pinched the ball off us, they scored goals off because they had 1v1s like across the pitch, and like they were always going to kill us, right? Would you agree with that? With that statement?
Yeah.
Okay. When we won the ball against Brighton, did we not score or create chances because of the quality of the players or the position the players were in?
Oh, fuck, bath time.
Because that is the difference between a structural issue and a player issue.
We lost against Brighton, so you're saying we create chances?
No, we didn't. We won. Sorry, let me let you finish. Sorry, go on.
Run that again. Bath time. You said when we won the ball against Brighton.
Right. So this is the thing, is that like against Brighton, we were winning the ball high up the pitch. Everyone agrees with that, yes?
Yeah.
Liverpool won the ball a couple of times against us high up the pitch. Liverpool created serious chances that were very difficult to miss from their press. We didn't against Brighton. So is the difference either the players like executing passes and carries and dribbles, or is it that when we win the ball up high up the pitch, we're not correctly set up to take advantage of it? So one is laying the blame on the players and one is laying the blame on the structure, using Liverpool as the comparison.
I would go structure. I still go structure.
I would say it's a bit of both, because I think someone I know it's the easy
Splint is right up there, isn't it? Right centrally.
All right, let's hear.
So the reason I say a bit of both is because you're right. When you see Liverpool, it's like bam, 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 and the two goals, first time finishes by Salah, and who else scored first time finish?
Diaz.
Yeah, Diaz as well. Really good goals, and there's no unselfishness there. Salah was unselfish. He made the overlapping run. He was played in, no problem there. It's all orchestrated, all done professionally, well drilled, well oiled. With us, with a player like Rashford, I think he's like, there was time in the game against Liverpool, he got the ball, and it's like he had an overlapping run, and someone tried, but he tried to do something, and he had to turn back and waste energy and come all the way back, and people were sighing in the crowd and thinking, you lost your opportunity. It's got to be quick, decisive, like Liverpool, like we're saying about well drilled, well oiled. So players like Rashford really sometimes, like we say, he doesn't make the right decisions. He's not quick enough. He's looking to jockey. And while we're doing that, they're getting back in shape, and guys in the box are waiting. Oh my God, when's he going to kick, like square the ball over? Salah, but right foot, bang, header, goal. Simple. You know,
right,
really, that's the difference for me. It's a bit of the player, a bit of the structure as well. So I'll give an example of the player, Rashford.
I want you to give me a different example, Yabba. We've done the eye test, so you should be able to remember lots of like goals and chances and things that we've scored over the years. Can you remember the last time a press led to a goal from Manchester United?
No, I can remember many times when the press has led to chances. It's just about finishing the chances, which comes down to the players once again.
So with the chances that we're making from our press, like we're obviously using a different like organization to Liverpool and things.
Yeah.
You're telling me, I think, that based off the fact that we lose the ball a lot in the final third, and that we're unable to kind of like score from presses and chances that we're creating, that the system is fine. And it's the players that are the issue.
Yeah, I'll give you a quick example because I am your co-host on the eye test. Bruno had two good chances against Fulham. And those chances were created from the work we did on the press, and they were very good chances. We could have won that game 4-0 based on that. Inacho missed a sitter. Remember that as well. So going back to the Bruno chances, they were created by good hard work, hustling, putting them under pressure. They give the ball away, and then a chance was created from being decisive and playing that Liverpool way. And it's unfortunately the keeper made a couple of good saves, and Bruno should have finished at least one of them. So I think we wouldn't be having this conversation if Bruno had scored 2 goals there. We'd won 4-0. The problem we've got is scoring goals. You only have to look at the data. We've got minus goal difference again, and last season we didn't score enough goals. So the whole point was saying if we can win the ball in the final third, improve that area. At one point we were creating a lot of chances as well, but not finishing the dinner. So it comes down to let's have someone who's more clinical and someone at teams that guys on the same page that are like, yeah, I see you, eyes, I'm gone, boof, 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 and we can work, make things work. I think there's only one guy in Bruno who's trying to make things happen, but I think he got the whole of Old Trafford on his shoulders. He's trying to be thing, whereas he should share responsibility and also make the runs and spin-offs, which he does really well, and have someone else step up and say, I can do this too. Let me, but it has to be, when you say system, structure, yes, Mr. B, you're right, but I think it has to be relationships that we have with the players. Some, like York and Cole, did anyone teach them, this is the structure, did anyone teach them to do that? That goal against Barcelona, step over. The goal defenders were missing. I know Mr. B's skin and teeth right now because he loves that goal. But it's true. But who taught that? No one taught that. It's a relationship between the players. They're like, right, are you on this? I know with certain man, when I played football over the years, with certain man, when you got that right relationship with them, you're like, are you on it? So yeah, I'm on it, man. And that's all we need to say. No coaching. We just know we're on the page.
It's a catchphrase.
Yeah, it just means we're going to work well together. We just do things. We're going to play for each other and open this team up, and that's what you need in the team. I think we're lacking that as well.
All right, but what I was trying hoping to arrive at is that I think what you're telling me is that we need to give players a bit more time to work a relationship out with each other and stuff like that. But you've also said that the players can't keep the ball in the final third, and we've said that they've missed lots of chances and the system is working. Who needs to go? If the system is good enough but the players aren't, surely you'd agree we've got to replace some. So name me some names. Who's got to get out of that team?
For me, with what we're talking about, to be on it, Rashford needs to go. Looking at again, Haaland, I don't think he's that guy unless he's going to be finishing things off. He doesn't link up that well. Definitely keep Bruno. Ahmad's definite. Garnacho, he needs to link up a bit better, improve in that way. So I'd say Rashford definitely needs to go based on what we're talking about.
Just one.
Okay, Rashford. I'm looking guys in the final third. Anthony, not on the page. So Rashford.
The guys that played this season. So we've had Ahmad, Garnacho, Rashford, Xerxes, Mount, and Bruno. That has essentially been the kind of the players that we've had in those attacking positions.
Yeah.
Who's not good enough?
Rashford for me, I don't think he's on that page. I think he's on a different thing. He's not on the page with the man. He needs to be on the page with everybody, and I don't think he is. So that's why I'm saying he needs to go, just based on what he does on the pitch, and he's got no relationships with people. Mr. B, what do you think?
I would have. I will say Rashford, yes, granted, but I would have said Mount. To be fair, I don't know what he does on the ball. I understand the off the ball, but I don't know what he does on the ball. So mine would be Mount. I'm keeping Bruno. It's my opinion. I think Bruno's great. Regardless of anything else, I do think he probably is carrying the weight of Old Trafford on his shoulders, but I think Bruno's top. Ahmad definitely. He keeps the ball. Garnacho I'm keeping. And who else was there? Was that it? Xerxes. I wouldn't. I know
it's too early, isn't it?
Yeah, he's had opportunities. He scored one. He was unlucky with the other one, and he had two he should have scored. So I'll hold my judgment on him. There's no way I can call that one. I mean, we could say the same thing about Mount then, to be fair, because we've only seen him for 2 games and he's got bloody injured again. But I feel that in the team, Mount's position is the one who will definitely go.
Really?
Yeah, because I don't see how, if Xerxes plays, we need a goal scorer in the team, regardless of what position he plays in. We need to go. So is he going to play Mount over? Who would he play Mount over?
That's really good, isn't it? 'Cause that leads on. Now we signed Ugarte. What's our midfield 3? Because is it Bruno, Mount, Ugarte? Is it Bruno, Kobe, Ugarte? Like,
I know what they're hoping. They're hoping it's going to be Kobe, Bruno, and Ugarte. That's what the club are hoping.
So Bruno is an 8. Because who's the striker? Is it Xerxes first choice?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Right, so Xerxes, we know Xerxes drops into midfield and things. So Bruno's got to play as more of an 8 than a 10, or they're going to just be standing on top of each other.
And this is the part that I don't understand with why Xerxes was bought. Because if you're saying the same thing, there's no way Xerxes can play. They can line up on the pitch, but in game, Xerxes is going to be taking Bruno's position. It's going to be around his area.
We know Bruno runs a lot. Like,
yeah, but surely then
swap.
But swapping what? So he drops into midfield and then Bruno has to magically be, there has to be some sort of pattern where if Xerxes shot, Bruno or somebody else fills the forward position. Right, but do you see any third man running with what we're doing?
Yes, we did one with Mount, Casemiro. We definitely did 2 against Fulham. We do, but the thing is that Xerxes wasn't on the pitch for that. That was with Mason Mount. So I think that what we've got with Xerxes, we've got a table merchant, is someone who's going to drop in deep, maybe pulling a centre back behind, but it's going to play with his back to goal and just lay it off, and then someone's going to knock it in behind for maybe Rashford, Garnacho, or maybe Bruno. So I think that on a theoretical level, they can all play with each other, but I just don't really, I don't understand what we're looking for from this midfield, because you would think that Kobe has to play every game. He's our best midfielder, like all round. He wins the most duels. He's the best on the ball. He looks after it. All right, he lacks a bit of experience. He's not a proper athlete, but he's our best midfielder, I think. You've then got Bruno, club captain. He can't play in the false 9 when we've bought Xerxes as a sort of centerpiece signing. And then we've got Ugarte, who we sold McTominay for, and the club have gone all in on Ugarte. So you think the midfield is Ugarte, Bruno, and Kobe, but that's not going to cut it in the Premier League, because you need stronger runners than those 3, as Slot said. Yes, yeah. You know you're muted, yeah?
Yeah, I knew I was muted. That's why I put my finger up. No, I didn't know I was muted, so I'm looking stupid right now. But I do agree with you. You make a good point about the 3 guys. And you said that as well, Mr. B, about Ugarte, Kobe Mainu, and Bruno. what we need, and you said, oh, but we brought in Xerxes. Xerxes his own talent. He's the guy for the future. He's the guy who's going to cement his place. So Bruno is the one. As you get older, you do drop off. You don't. He's the one who has to play a deeper position, more disciplined position, and to use the ball better. He's got great ball awareness, and he can use the ball really well. He can get his foot on the ball and pop it around. I think he could be a great player if he just relaxed and said, take that weight off your shoulders, because now you're going to play in this midfield three with Ugarte, with Mainu. Who wouldn't want to play with those two players, you know? You got a South American like Biter in Ugarte. You got a talented guy like Kobe Mainu. You see him on your wall there, Mr. B. And then you got Bruno in there as well. That's a really good midfield. You look at that compared to what they had with Gravenberch, McAllister, and the Hungarian guy at Liverpool.
Slobosly.
Yeah, you try saying that. And no, I can't. And so when you look at it, you compare that, you think, who's actually, you know,
that midfield's better balanced at Liverpool.
Yeah, better balanced maybe, but who's to say if Bruno doesn't, you know, start changing?
But he hasn't. But he hasn't though. But he hasn't though.
But Wilcox says, look, we need you to do this job from now on. You've done a great job with assists and goals and all that kind of thing, and all that carrying the club. But now we need you to play a bit more disciplined, play a bit deeper, and let Xerxes do the thing. So you don't evade each other's space. You can hold beyond him. You can make runs behind him if he peels off or whatever. But be a bit more disciplined. I think Bruno. I've been crying out for years for Bruno to play that role a bit deeper and dictate the tempo of our
what about the defensive aspects of it though? Like I don't like the
just mean bath time in this era. Defensive aspect means just get behind the ball. That's all Bruno needs to do. You don't need to tackle in this day and age. Just get your body there.
Yeah, but
that's not quite true.
How many people try?
You're saying
look, it's only Saka the other day when we played Arsenal. He was up against
Dunk.
Yeah, Saka when we played Arsenal last season, I think. He was up against Luke Shaw
and Eriksen.
Couldn't get nothing. Then suddenly he came up against Eriksen. It's like, it's showtime. Knocked it past him and scored. But that's just a bad example. But I think Bruno, if he plays to the shape, when we haven't got the ball and he gets behind the ball, I've noticed most teams don't drive at you anymore. They haven't got that. They've been taught not to do that. They're just trying. All right, there's a man there.
They run through us, Yabba.
No. They when we're behind the play, yes, they can run through. But if you're sitting there as a free, they're going to say, all right, we can't go through here. Then we get crowded out. Let's play it.
A free where? Where's this three supposed to be? The back line.
If you've got three midfielders, which we
have. There's never three midfielders. It's always three with two or three with one.
That's four.
Three with one is four. Backs. I'm talking about the centre. I'm talking about you get three defenders and you get one in there. Everybody else plays because he plays 3-1-6, right?
What when we're defending?
I haven't seen us. We don't defend like shit.
I'm talking about like our midfield three because Bathtime just said, how is if we play Bruno deeper like I want him to play in the midfield three, then what about his defending side of things? I think he can do it. It's not about tackling or being a bullish tackler or anything. It's just about getting yourself in position behind the play.
All right.
All the time.
Yeah, but
I think that's as simple as that.
Yeah, but then you say just get behind the play.
Yeah,
you have to do something when you get there, or they just run, or they just pass the ball around you.
Occupy space where they can't play through. They have to hesitate. Say, "Oh, there's a man there. Let me, play somewhere else."
Yeah, I get what you mean, like getting in the block. But this is the way that I look at it. Right, is that you've got four things that your midfield needs to be able to do. One is to run. Right? Can they run? Number two is can they run and cover space? Okay. Which means that, like, when we're defending transitions, getting back and so on, then can they run and duel, right? Which means being able to run and to deal with, like, the physicality. So, the player that everyone knows that I like is Onana, Everton, who can do all of those and would have been brilliant. And I don't think that Bruno is particularly athletic. He's very fit, but I don't think he's a powerful runner. I don't see him knocking people off the ball. And when you look at Gravenberch and Slobosly and McAllister, they can all do things that Bruno can't defensively. To compound it, you're taking up... Bruno is best in the final third, creating chances, and you're pulling him out of that. And I think that what you're doing is, instead of maximizing someone in our team, you're minimizing them, and you're minimizing everyone by doing that, because Ugarte and Kobe are going to have to play deeper because, all right, we don't know about Ugarte, but Kobe is not a proper runner yet. Bruno's not a proper runner yet in the way that these players like Gravenberch, who aren't technically as good, are. Like, when have you ever seen like Bruno do what Gravenberch did to Casemiro repeatedly, arriving at the right time, nicking the ball?
I think this one. My point is, I think it's not impossible. It's like, what's impossible is asking someone like sort of
Martinez to grow,
Martinez to grow, or someone to get faster, Evans to get faster to compete or something like that. It's not going to happen. But what we're talking about here is Bruno changed his mindset to say, this is the new role you need to play. You're no longer this guy who's done fantastic for us in the final third, assists, goals, free kicks, good penalties, that sort of thing. But now we need you to play a different role, like Ryan Giggs. When he couldn't run that wing anymore, doing what he did like he was when he's 17 years old, he came inside, played in the midfield, and used the ball.
But that's a physical decline. You're saying this is a position change.
So that's a physical decline. So when he can't, my point is, Ryan Giggs had to change his mindset to say, all right, I'm not going to be driving at people all the time. I need to manage the ball, understand the game. This is why I'm going back to Angel Gomez, his comments when he said he's going to be a good manager, because he understands the game, understands space, understands where to be in that midfield. He loves that role. So Bruno can do it with the technical ability he does have and the physicality he's got. I think he can do it. It's just a case of, as a manager or a team, you need to dictate to him, say, you must do it. You know?
Why?
Like, because I think it would benefit the side. Because he's such a talent, he's such a talented player. Put him in the midfield free with Ugarte and Kobe, and to be effective for the team. And rather than him doing what he does, being wasteful, whatever, now have a more disciplined role where you dictate and you use your skills in that area much better. I think it'd be
when we put Bruno,
a mental thing.
Put Bruno in front of a double pivot with Fred and McTominay, who everyone can bang on about them being limited players, we saw the best out of Bruno, because the best use of Bruno is further forward.
But now he's 29, coming on 30 years old, Mr. B. I think this is why people adapt the game. John Barnes, another player, scored top goal scorer in the league in 1989, 1990 as a winger in a flat midfield four. Top goal scorer in the league. Had a terrible injury. He decided to play midfield, central midfield, and he was bossing games for Liverpool, even against us there. And you ask any of these Liverpool players around that era, he was the best player they've ever played with. Jan Mulby, another one, used the ball really well. Great player on the ball. I just think these players, Bruno needs to adapt. He's a bit...
Yeah, but has Bruno lost the physicality? Your whole point is on the fact that these players have had to adapt because they've lost the ability to do what they used to do. Has Bruno lost the physicality to play up front?
No, that's not my point. My point is not about the physicality. It's about the mental. I keep saying it's the mental ability to say, I need to change my game upstairs and do what I can do. I've got the ability, physical abilities and the skills to do it. I just need to change my mindset and not think I have to play that final ball all the time, whatever, and to learn how to play as a deeper midfielder than he has through most of his career.
I think that's extraordinary, Mr. B. What are you thinking there?
With why I said that three is because that's the three that the club are hoping work. If they don't work, I mean, supposing they play Ugarte, Casemiro, and Mainu, and Bruno doesn't play, and that really, really works. Can you see them dropping Bruno?
I could see them moving him to right wing again.
Which then takes Ahmad out of the team. And Ahmad was the player of the year, although it doesn't look like Ten Hag has got any respect for Ahmad. I really think he has got no respect for Ahmad.
Exactly.
The fact that
Ahmad's easiest to sacrifice.
Yeah, you can see it. You can see it. So I don't know what's going to work. But Ugarte is the one who they put their money on, and Mainu has to play. The fact that Bruno is now our highest paid player, which I don't even know what he's going to be on now.
375, I think.
Jesus Christ. Well, Bruno's going to play then, isn't he? So you'll say move Bruno to the right. Maybe if that magically worked, then yeah, fine. But I don't think you would play Mainu in that position, and I'm not looking at that team as a pressing team. I'm looking at it from when we have the ball, not from when we have to take the ball back.
Yeah, I mean, it's an interesting one, because the thing is that, like, there are a couple of players in that team that are always going to play. Like, I think Onana is always going to play under Erik ten Hag. I think if Martinez is fit, he's always going to play. I think Bruno's always going to play. And I think that Xerxes is going to get till Christmas, or he's going to get a very long run in the team, and will play a lot. And you would think Ugarte and Kobe are always going to play. So Ugarte, Kobe, and Bruno are pretty much always going to be in our first choice starting 11 from now on. But we need to find the balance with it, because I don't think it's a balanced midfield. I don't think that it can play like. I don't think that we can play with the spaces that we have. Like like Liverpool, a great example. Their midfielders are nowhere near as technically gifted as Kobe, but they're stronger and they're faster and they can run. And that's what you kind of need in the midfield. So I'm really, really confused about what the plan is going forward, because Xerxes, I think, is someone that we've got to give a lot of time to. Like, he's a promising player. He's someone that we haven't really had a player like that since maybe Berbatov, that kind of like linksman. But he's going to get in the same space as Bruno. You're muted again. Okay, Yabba?
Well, look, we're talking. I'm just sorry. I nearly sort of spat out my dummy when I heard the guys talking about players who can play a midfield role, and I gave two examples. I said Giggs, and I said Barnes.
Is this about Barnes from Tyrone?
Yeah, Tyrone, I'm coming for you. I did big you up earlier, but there's two here. There's this one here. Let's be fair. Barnes was awful as a CDM. Wow. And this one here, John Barnes was poor when he went into midfield, didn't have Giggs' intelligence or passing ability. Don't care what anyone says in prime. Oh my God. Bros.
And we should take you at your word that Tyrone is a wonderful person. And here he is, dissing John Barnes.
Andrew set him up for that. It's Andrew who set him up for that. And he just reacted to Andrew's thing. Don't follow Andrew thing. You guys are wrong on this point. John Barnes has this is what I'm saying. With Bruno, if Bruno had anything like John Barnes' intelligence and use of the ball and passing ability, he would be fantastic. We need John Barnes right now in that midfield to play. You just need someone with intelligence and someone who. Bruno's got everything. He's so talented, but he just needs to calm it down and play a bit deeper. A little bit like BATHTIME. BATHTIME still running midfields out in his league, but there's going to come a point where BATHTIME's going to end up being.
With you are obsessed with this.
No, but one day, BATHTIME, you're going to say, let me just sit back and be a sweeper like Mateus did. Mateus, 1990, dominated, great midfield, best midfield in the world, lifted World Cup. You're smashing it, best midfield in your league, but one day you're going to have to drop back and play a sweeper where you can see the game and you will be strolling through games. Say, this is easy.
Not anytime soon.
Well,
Stanley
Matthews. Sooner than you think.
Nah. I hate it when you put this in my head. All right. We've done an hour. Is that enough? Because I don't even know if Mr. B's with us.
I'm still here.
Okay.
I'm still here. Yeah, I'm still here. I just had to mute my mic. Just yeah. But look, guys. Lord have mercy. Look, guys. We will be back tomorrow. It's been a bit of a chaotic day and a semi-chaotic show, to be fair. But we'll be back tomorrow at 9 o'clock. Monday's got his hand up like he's at school. So yeah.
This is a suggestion to guys. Anything you want to see next week, because obviously it's another week of internationals and all that. Anything you want to see from us? Anything you want to suggest that we do? Matthew Bassett saying here, which is good. I really enjoyed that. Interesting conversation about midfielders. It certainly was. I think we might continue this backstage. But yeah, anything you want us to do next week? Any sort of themes or anything like that for shows, let us know. We're here. We aim to please.
Challenge them to a quiz.
Yeah, I'm going to do a quiz. Matthew, you mentioned this the other day. You want a quiz, Matthew? You want to come on for the quiz, Matthew? Let me know now in the comments. Tyrone saying here, can we talk films all evenings?
Yes, please.
You guys impressed me. Yeah. What's the best sequel out there? I don't know.
Aliens.
Aliens, yeah.
No,
Aliens.
it's not.
Superman 2 and Aliens.
Are you thinking Legally Blonde 2? Bigger, better, blonder, Mr. Big? Or Miss Congeniality 2? Armed and Fabulous?
But Mr. B said, no, it's not straight away. What film do you like? The sequel?
I have no idea.
Terminator.
You know what? I have
What's
absolutely.
better, Terminator 1 or 2?
2.
Is 2 the one with the melty face policeman?
After the release.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, I like that one. I like the
So
melty
better
face
than the
policeman
original.
one.
So that's the better sequel then. That's the film with the better.
Yeah. There you go. See, I told you no, and then look, within 30 seconds, I've come up with one that you told me. So yeah.
Do you think Alien is better than Aliens?
Aliens is better. Aliens is awesome.
I haven't seen the second one. I'm sure I haven't seen the second one.
Why are you telling me off for saying that I think Aliens is better than Alien?
Just because I like to disagree with you sometimes, Bathtime.
Fair enough.
Guys, with that, we're out. Oh,
Like a lot.
After the visa, baby. I can't.
Game over.